And welcome into UCCU Ballpark. Got a great day of baseball on tap for you. 4 games in the 6A high school baseball tournament. Game 1 this afternoon. It's going to be the Herriman Mustangs coming into today's action. 14-4 overall, 5-10 in Region 2. They're taking on the Pleasant Grove Vikings. PG is 23-5 this season, 12-3 in Region 3. Both teams suffered 8-2 losses yesterday. Herriman fell to the Davis Darts, and Pleasant Grove dropped an 8-2 loss to the Lehigh Pioneers. I'm Brian Priest, joined today by Mike Matthews in the booth for the first time. How are you doing, Mike?
I'm doing great. So excited to be here. It's going to be a lot of fun baseball played today.
It should be an exciting day ahead of us. So Pleasant Grove just about ready to lead off here in the top of the first inning. So we'll give you PG's lineup real fast. Batting first, it's a senior number 11 left fielder, Nash Bennett. Bennett hitting .329 this season. And Bennett takes strike 1 from the Herriman starter. It's Cash Carter on the mound. Carter's got a 2.71 ERA. After Bennett, it'll be Drew Smith, number 8, the senior, batting second. Ball ripped foul. Batting third, it's going to be the senior R.J. Wilson. In the cleanup spot, another senior, C.J. Anderson. In the 5-hole, the pitcher for Pleasant Grove, Mason Henry. A senior batting sixth, Brad Farrer. In the 7-hole, junior Nash Clement. The 8th spot will be a junior Keaton Nordic. And batting ninth is going to be the sophomore center fielder, Ryder Huntsman. There's a 1-2 pitch. Bennett takes that pitch low, evens the count 2-2. So I said this is the first of 4 games today. We're going to be followed. Game 2 will be Bingham Mountain Ridge. Game 3 is Lehigh Davis as a fly ball lifted out to right field. Ranging over, making the catch is Brigham Whitaker. Give you the defensive alignment for the Mustangs real quick. Left to right in the outfield, Riker Renteria in left, Kaysen Thomas in center, Brigham Whitaker in right, Easton Webb at third, Boston Jacobson at short, Carson Jones at second, Logan Gregory at first, Cameron Pettit behind the plate, and Cash Carter on the bump. Drew Smith stepping into the box. Smith hitting .354 this season. Takes strike 1. And just looking at a comparison between these two teams, strictly based on the stats, this is a Pleasant Grove team that comes in number 2 in this tournament, and they have a lot of power. I mean, up and down this lineup, Drew Smith has hit 7 home runs this season. Mason Henry has 6, and then on the other side for Herriman, only 2 guys in the lineup with home runs at all this season.
Yeah, I think the key here is that Cash has got to jump ahead of these hitters really fast. He's got to lead with strikes, throw a lot of first pitch strikes, and get ahead of them so they don't get into those hitters' counts.
The 1-2 pitch pulled down to the left field line, and that's going to be a foul ball. Hit well. Smith just a little bit out in front of that one. Count remains 1-2, 1 down here in the top of the first inning. Carter with the pitch. Fly ball center field. Kaysen Thomas coming in on it. He makes the grab. 2 up, 2 down for the Vikings. Good start from Cash Carter on the mound.
Yeah, Cash is challenging the hitters. He's asking them to hit it, and so far he's gotten outs. That's the key. Even with these good hitters that can hit the ball really hard, you've got to challenge them.
So get ball 1 right there to R.J. Wilson. And that's a great point. I mean, so often you can see a difficult lineup, and the first thought is you're a little bit afraid to go into the strike zone, but you have to challenge these hitters. Otherwise, you're going to put yourself in a hole.
Yeah, the key is not falling behind. That way you can throw your pitch that you're comfortable with. Otherwise, they're going to tee up on a fastball or a breaking ball that they know is coming.
So R.J. Wilson, the second left-handed hitter for Pleasant Grove so far today. Wilson hitting .434. He's got 11 doubles, 3 home runs. He's driven in 31 this season. There's the 2-1 pitch. Bouncer to second base. Carson Jones smothers it over to first. So a 3 up, 3 down inning for Cash Carter. to start the top of the first inning here in the 6A state championships on Tuesday morning. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with more 6A high school baseball championships. And welcome back to UCCU Ballpark. Tab Bank, home of the Tab Spending Rewards checking account, with 3.5% annual percentage yield on your account balance and 1% cash back on all eligible purchases. But great rewards are not just the beginning. Convenient online and mobile banking with no hidden or complex qualification requirements, no minimum opening balance, and no account fees. It's a big deal. Member FDIC Tab Bank. So leading off for Herriman here in the bottom half of the first inning, it's senior Riker Renteria. Renteria playing left field today for the Herriman Mustangs. Following Renteria, it'll be junior Cash Carter as the designated hitter and pitcher this afternoon. In the three-hole, junior Boston Jacobson, followed by the cleanup hitter, a sophomore Cameron Pettit. In the five spot, another sophomore, Logan Gregory. Batting sixth will be senior Kaysen Thomas, as Renteria swings through that pitch up and above the zone. Hitting seventh is freshman Easton Webb, the only freshman starter for either team in this game. In the eighth spot, Carson Jones. And in the nine-hole, senior Brigham Whitaker playing right field for the Mustangs. Counts 2-2 quickly against Riker Renteria. He comes into this day batting .352. It looked like he got fooled by that pitch from Mason Henry.
Now batting the pitcher, number 24, Cash Carter.
So now batting for Herriman, it's going to be Cash Carter. Carter fouls the first pitch out of play. Cash, a junior, comes into this game hitting .311. Takes strike two on the outside corner.
Great pitch so far, locating in, then going away. At this point, really can throw anything he wants.
And Carter turns that pitch around. A first base hit today to right center field. Scooping it up is Nash Clement. So with one down here in the bottom of the first inning, Cash Carter gets the first hit of the afternoon for Herriman. We have our first base runner for Boston Jacobson. Jacobson, a right-handed hitter. Henry comes set, and the pitch. Tries to get Jacobson fishing on the off-speed pitch. Jacobson not offering. After this pitch, we'll give the defensive alignment for Pleasant Grove. Fly ball right field. That's in foul territory. Could get into the bullpen. It does. From left to right for Pleasant Grove, Nash Bennett, Ryder Huntsman in center, and Nash Clement in right. Keaton Nordic at third, Drew Smith at short, R.J. Wilson at second, C.J. Anderson at first, and a battery of Mason Henry on the mound and Cale Dunn behind the plate. Counts 1-2 right now for Boston Jacobson, the three-hole hitter. Takes ball two.
Tried to come back with a breaking ball. Didn't bite. It's a great pitch inside.
Henry comes into today's action. He's got a 4-1 record this season, a 2.15 ERA. Been one of the better pitchers in 6A this season. The runner takes off. Throw down to second base. Great throw by Cale Dunn. And Cash Carter is retired. That'll retire the side. So the umpires are gonna converse here. See if that was a strike three call. Pleasant Grove defense is walking off the field thinking that's the end of the inning. The umpires come together. The count was 2-2 for Boston Jacobson. See what the umpires decide. The home plate umpire is going to call over Pleasant Grove's manager, have a quick conversation. From up here, I thought it was a strike him out, throw him out.
I would agree.
Well, it looks like that is not the case down on the field. So Boston Jacobson still at the plate. A little bit of confusion here in game one. Might as well get it out of the way early, right?
Yeah, might as well. I mean, foul ball in that at bat. Whether a strike was thrown before that or not sure. But umpires are still talking. We'll get it sorted out here, and we'll keep going.
Well, for what it's worth, in my book, I had 2-2. So
I did as well.
I don't think they're going to ask us, Mike.
No.
Unfortunately.
No. We're pretty far down the totem pole on that one. Thankfully, and for what it's worth. Yeah.
So recapping what just happened, Cash Carter takes off on the pitch. He's caught stealing at second base. Jacobson grounds to third. Strong throw across the diamond from Nordic to Anderson. And now that's the end of the first inning here at UCCU Ballpark. We go to the second, still scoreless. And welcome back to UCCU Ballpark, top of the second inning. It was a quick first, 1-2-3 first for Pleasant Grove in the top half, and then Herriman went down. They did get a base hit in the inning, but they went down in order. So top of the second, C.J. Anderson leading off. He'll be followed by Mason Henry and Brad Farrer. Cash Carter still on the mound for the Mustangs.
Yeah, well, great pitching on the first inning from both pitchers. Both were challenging hitters, throwing strikes, mixing it up, and not allowing any balls to be hit too hard other than that one hit.
This is the first matchup between these two teams this year. Taking a look at teams that they've played common opponents. Herriman is 4-8 against teams that both of these programs have played, whereas Pleasant Grove is 6-1 against common opponents. There's C.J. Anderson stepping into the box. Big left-handed hitter number 22, hitting .457 this year. Has a team-high 45 runs driven in. Goes the opposite way, left field. Riker Renteria underneath it, makes the grab. One up, one down.
Looked like a good swing, just a little bit underneath it.
Now, here's Mason Henry coming to the plate. Henry, a junior, hitting .233 this season. Batting average might be down a little bit, but there's no doubt with the power in his bat. He's got 7 doubles and 6 long balls. Swings at the first pitch, pops it high. Foul territory along the first baseline. Underneath it is Logan Gregory and makes the grab. Good communication. You could hear Gregory calling for that ball from up here.
And those balls can be so hard to catch because they're straight up. Any wind's going to mess with them. And at this time of day, that sky can get pretty high. And it's really tough to pick up those balls. Great job by the first baseman there to make that play.
Well, and this field, you can get the swirling winds, too, and it becomes very difficult. I've heard it described as those pop-ups almost have their own gravity to them sometimes.
Yeah, that's definitely the case, and I feel like every field has its own quirks in regards to that, but this field especially can swirl, and it makes it really difficult on pop flies sometimes.
It's right-handed hitting Brad Farrer, hitting .328 this season. 2 quick outs here in the top of the second inning. Counts 1-1 on Farrer. Pops it foul and out of play. We'd be remiss if we didn't give a shout-out to Utah Valley University and the Wolverines and just allowing us to use these beautiful facilities for the 6A baseball tournament. It's just a pleasure for these kids to get out on such a well-manicured field. The ground ball to third base, bobbled. Strong throw, but not in time as Brad Farrer beats it out. So we'll see what the ruling is on that play. It was a hard hit ground ball to third. Easton Webb got to it, did not handle it cleanly, and it does go down as an error. So that'll be an E5 on Easton Webb, allowing Farrer to reach. Here's Nash Clement. Clement takes strike, or ball one, up above the zone. Good hustle by Farrer to get down the line and beat that throw.
A little bit of confusion here from a pitcher catcher, maybe a play call or a pitch call they didn't like.
Either way, Carter steps off. Now he gets the signal. He's ready. And the pitch. Off speed, misses outside, counts 2-0. Well, it looks like you called it precisely. Carter and his catcher, Cameron Pettit, getting together to make sure that they're on the same page with their signals. It's one thing that has not made its way to high school baseball just yet is the pitch comm system.
No, and it's, yeah, they're still calling pitches as they used to, getting from the dugout sometimes. Sometimes the catcher will call the game, but at this point, hopefully these two are on the same page and they can get it all locked up. They've had success so far. Hopefully they can continue it here.
So Nash Clement hitting .388 this season with a pair of doubles. He's driven in 17. Lines the ball into the left center field gap. That's going to roll for a while. That should score a run. Clement rounding second. He's digging for 3. Mason Henry scores the first run of the ball game. Vikings lead 1-0. And that's just a beautiful piece of hitting right there by Nash Clement. Going with that pitch the other way into the gap. And off the bat, you knew that was trouble.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was sitting back waiting for a pitch, and you could see that he read that pitch cleanly and was able to get the barrel to it. Hit it to left center gap, get a triple, and score a run.
So Pleasant Grove immediately takes advantage of the E5, scoring the game's first run. That's going to be an unearned run against Cash Carter. And here's Keaton Nordic batting .375. Nordic, a junior for the Vikings. Here's the 1-0. Misses inside.
Common theme I'm seeing here is the pitching inside to these Pleasant Grove hitters. That last hit was out over the plate. Let's see if they stay inside.
You can see Nordic in the box. He is right up against the plate. He's not giving Carter any room on that inside edge. There's the 3-0. Well, 3-1. Good pitch there by Cash Carter. Be interesting to see if Nordic gets the green light on 3-1. If it's in your zone, take a hack at it. Why not? With 2 down. All right, that swinging strike will run the count full. 3-2 now, 2 down.
That's a great 3-1 pitch. Right on the outside corner. Great pitch by Cash.
Light breeze coming in from the south. There's the 3-2. Ball 4. So PG with runners at the corners now. It's the first walk issued by Cash Carter. Brings Ryder Huntsman to the plate, the 9-hole hitter.
Now at the plate, the center fielder, number 7.
If you're Cash here, you need to go back to your game a little bit here. Start challenging the hitters again. Start working those corners like you were doing earlier. If you get tentative as a pitcher in these situations, you really start hanging these balls over the middle of the plate, and that's when these hitters can take advantage.
The walk, not the worst thing there. It does put the force out at second base into play. Strike 1 to Huntsman. Great bounce back from Carter after issuing that first walk. Comes back with a strike at the top of the zone. Huntsman hitting .361 this season, RBI chance. He's driven in 8. Takes a pitch high. Evens the count 1-1.
Not a bad miss there. He's gone down quite a few times on the last couple pitches trying to get these hitters the ball on the ground. Change the eye level. Now you can come back either inside or low.
Foul ball out of play on the right side. And to your point there, Mike, I think we've seen that high strike get called a couple of times already today, too. So, if you're seeing that from the umpire, you want to take advantage of it and use that part of the zone if he's willing to expand, get after it.
Absolutely. If you can change the eye level of the hitter as well as the speed, you're going to have a successful day on the bump.
Carter comes set. Checks the runner at first. Throw over. Back in safely is Nordic. Herriman went 5-10 in Region 2 this season. Pleasant Grove on the other side, 12-3, finished second in Region 3. There's ball 2 from Carter.
Not a bad spot to miss there. Breaking ball down. See if you can get him to chase.
Big pitch right now from Carter. 2-2 count, 2 down. Runners at the corners.
May see movement at first here.
Fly ball right field. Going back on it is Whitaker. He makes the catch. So Pleasant Grove strikes first. They put a run on the board on the RBI triple from Nash Clement. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Vikings leading 1-0. Bottom of the second inning, Pleasant Grove leading 1-0 over the Herriman Mustangs. It was an RBI triple from Nash Clement that put the Vikings on the scoreboard first. Leading off the cleanup hitter for Herriman, it's Cameron Pettit. Pettit, the sophomore, swings through strike one at the top of the zone.
Now, if you're a pitcher here, your team just put up a run. It is really important to go out and challenge these hitters, go put up a 0 this inning.
Yeah, momentum can be so important, especially early in these games. And exactly to your point, you get a run, you get that lead, you come out and put out a shutdown inning that can really help things start to snowball for Pleasant Grove.
Yeah, I remember one of the things that one of my college coaches used to talk about is if your offense puts up a run or two, your job as a defense is to go out and get a 0 that next inning. The likelihood of you losing too many games if you keep putting up zeros after your team puts up runs is you're not going to lose many games if you do that.
Counts 2-2. Bouncer to second base. Wilson. So a 4-3 put out. Mustang leadoff hitter is retired. Here's Logan Gregory.
Now to plate the first baseman, number 8, Logan Gregory.
Logan Gregory batting .259 this season. The second of back-to-back sophomores in the lineup in the 4 and 5 spots. So you would imagine a little bit of a bright future for this Herriman team if you've got sophomores hitting in those RBI spots in the middle of the order. Gregory takes strike one. Mason Henry not messing around for Pleasant Grove. He's coming right after these hitters. Big, tall right-hander.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. Challenge these hitters getting headed counts. Even here in this count, 1-2. Likely see a breaking ball here.
Misses outside. This is Henry's 9th appearance of the season. Here's the 2-2. And strike 3. Mason Henry. 2 up, 2 down. He's retired 5 in order, giving up a base hit, but that runner was cut down, or gunned down stealing.
Now batting number 17,
2 quick outs. So pitcher, you keep your defense on his toes. If you work quick and throw strikes, they're more likely to make plays behind you.
Oh, your defense loves a pitcher that works quickly. Here's Kason Thomas batting .342. Swings at that strike, evens the count 1-1. Thomas, a senior center fielder.
Great pitch on the outside corner there.
Thomas has put up some good numbers this year, leads the team with 22 RBI and 10 stolen bases. Pop out to shallow right field. Coming in on it, making the catch is Nash Clement. So that'll retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Mustangs. We head to the third. Pleasant Grove leading 1-0. Top of the third inning here at UCCU Ballpark on the campus of the Utah Valley Wolverines. Wolverine baseball team is down in Mesa, Arizona at the Western Athletic Conference postseason tournament. So they are very generously allowing UHSAA to use the friendly confines of UCCU Ballpark.
Pitchers for both teams are doing an excellent job. Only allowing 1 hit apiece. That 1 hit being a big triple for Pleasant Grove, allowed to score a run.
Cash Carter still on the mound for Herriman, facing the top of the Pleasant Grove lineup. Nash Bennett leading off. Bennett flew out to right field in his first at-bat. Pulls the ball down the first base line, foul. Just inches from extra bases for Bennett.
Umpire crew all over that. Foul immediately called. Good job by them.
Left-handed hitting Bennett back into the box. Here's the 1-1. Takes high. As we mentioned earlier, this is the first of 4 games today. Game 2 scheduled for 1:30. It's going to be Bingham against Mountain Ridge. Here's the 2-2 from Carter. Misses inside. Good eye from Bennett right there. Not getting over-eager. Runs the count full. Another foul ball. Great play made in the on-deck circle.
That'll keep you on your toes over there.
There's the payoff pitch. High and deep right field, going back on it, making the catch on the warning track. That's Brigham Whitaker. So 1 up, 1 down. Drew Smith now coming to the plate.
Now batting the shortstop, number 8, Drew Smith.
Smith holding down the shortstop position today for Pleasant Grove. Takes strike 1 on the black on the outside edge. Good pitch.
Nice 0-0 breaking ball from Cash.
Turns on that ball deep to left. Catch is made by Riker Renteria. So 2 up, 2 down.
You might have got away with 1 there. That ball was hung up a little bit in the zone. It was just barely missed. As a pitcher, you'll go tip your hat to that and say thanks, and hopefully never throw that pitch again.
Yeah, Drew Smith, I think, is kicking himself as he heads back to the dugout right now. Just got on top of that one a little bit. Bouncer to first on the first pitch. Backhanded by Gregory. He'll step on the bag. So a quick 3 up, 3 down inning for Cash Carter as we head to the middle of the third. Pleasant Grove leading 1-0. And welcome back to UCCU Ballpark. I'm Brian Priest, joined by Mike Matthews. And are you ready to unlock your full athletic potential? At Athletic Potential, we specialize in helping athletes conquer pain, recover faster, and achieve peak performance. Whether you're a professional, collegiate, or recreational athlete, our tailored approach ensures you're stronger, faster, and more resilient. From personalized physical therapy to sport-specific performance training, we guide you every step of the way. Plus, with remote coaching options, expert support is always within reach. Don't let injuries hold you back. Visit athleticpotential.com to schedule your free consultation today and take the first step towards your best performance. Leading off for Herriman. Quick ground ball on the first pitch. Easton Webb is retired.
Yeah, that ball's hit almost directly on the handle. Great first pitch. Tough pitch to hit. Gets up on you like that.
Easton Webb, the only freshman in the lineup for either team today. Grounds out on that first pitch. Here's Carson Jones making his first plate appearance. Jones also swings at the first pitch, pops it in foul territory on the first base side. Catch is made by C.J. Anderson. So 2 pitches, 2 outs for Mason Henry.
Henry's rolling here, so if you're Herriman, you've got to think you've got to get him to throw some more pitches. You've got to go up there and have good at-bats. It's good to be aggressive at the plate, but when you've got a pitcher who's rolling like this, you've got to start chewing up some pitches and making him work a little bit harder than this.
I would imagine the message to Brigham Whitaker right now is look at least 2 pitches. So he takes the strike 1 on the outside corner.
If you're Henry, you know that, so you are challenging the hitter right here.
It was the 0-1, misses outside. Brigham Whitaker, his first plate appearance today. He comes into this game batting .297. He's driven in 10 runs this season. Fly ball left field. Making the call is Nash Bennett. He'll make the catch. So a quick 1-2-3 inning authored by Mason Henry. We head to the 4th. Pleasant Grove still leading 1-0. Back here at the 6A high school baseball tournament at UCCU Ballpark in Orem, Utah. Pleasant Grove Vikings leading the Herriman Mustangs 1-0 after 3 innings of play. It's really been a pitcher's duel for both of these teams. 1 run, 1 hit for the Vikings. No runs on 1 hit and 1 error for Herriman. What have you seen from the pitchers so far today, Mike?
Well, so far, in order to be successful, you've got to throw strikes, and then you got to keep the hitters off balance by either changing eye level or by throwing different off-speed pitches in the right counts. And so far, pitchers are doing an excellent job. As we start going through more of these lineups again and they start seeing these pitchers more, we'll see if these hitters can make an adjustment and maybe get a few more hits on the board.
C.J. Anderson leading off, the cleanup hitter for Pleasant Grove, facing Cash Carter. Anderson squares around, gets the bunt down. Coming off the mound quickly is Carter. What a play.
Great play by Carter. He had to get rid of that quickly to have any chance of getting that out at first.
And it looks like we may have a discussion between the third base and first base umpires right now. C.J. Anderson still on first base right now. The first base umpire signaled out. It was a great play by Cash Carter getting off of the mound quickly, fielding that ball, wheeling and making a quick, accurate throw to first. Anderson with the head-first dive into first base. It was a close play. We'll see what the umpires determine here. So I'm not sure what the debate is. The call at first was out. It's an extended conversation between the first base umpire and Herriman's coach. Sorry, this would be Pleasant Grove's coach.
Yeah, sometimes they'll talk about, well, was it the right angle, or is there another umpire that had a different look at it and maybe asked for help? I'm not sure exactly what the discussion is here and maybe what he's trying to get out of it, but as of right now, Looks like more of an educational session right now.
Well, so it looks like whatever the disagreement was, they've settled it in some way as C.J. Anderson heads to the dugout. So it is a put out at first base. And you can see the Pleasant Grove third base coach is not happy with that call. But we'll keep rolling on. Here's Mason Henry. Henry's been great on the mound. Henry takes strike one. Henry's batting .233 this year. He's driven in 24. Popped out to first base in his first at-bat. Tries to check his swing, appeal down to first. He goes around. Counts 0-2 for Henry. High fly ball, shallow left field. Coming in on it, making the catch is Riker Renteria. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Brings Brad Farrer to the plate.
Now the plate, the designated hitter, number 37, Brad Farrer.
Farrer, the DH for Pleasant Grove, has scored the only run for either team today. Takes strike one. He reached on an E5 back in the 2nd inning. Came around to score on Nash Clements' triple. That pitch in the pellets. Normally I'd say in the dirt, but...
Yeah, I don't know if there's any dirt on this field at all.
Bouncer foul. Counts 1-2.
It's a conversation I had with one of these players actually about coming to BYU or either UVU and playing on these full turf fields where they normally are playing on grass and dirt and how much of an adjustment they have to make.
Bouncer to Carter. Good play. Backhands, throws over to first base. So 3 up, 3 down. We are through 3.5 innings. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Pleasant Grove leading 1-0. That's Tab Bank, home of the Tab Spending Rewards checking account with 3.5% annual interest yield on your account balance and 1% cash back on eligible purchases. But great rewards are just the beginning with Tab Bank, convenient online and mobile banking with no hidden or complex qualification requirements, no minimum opening balance, and no account fees. It's a big deal. Member FDIC. Leading off for Herriman, it's the top of the order, Riker Renteria. Renteria struck out in his first at-bat. So looks at the off-speed pitch up above the zone from Mason Henry. Renteria hitting .352 this season. That pitch misses just low. Mason Henry looking good, continuing to pound the strike zone, even if his misses are close. Issues the free pass here to the Herriman leadoff hitter. So the second base runner for the Mustangs, here's Cash Carter coming to the plate. See if Carter can help his own cause.
Those first batter walks, those can be deadly in innings like this, especially in games like this. You really don't want to issue any free passes, especially with no outs.
Renteria takes his lead off of first. Carter squares around. Pulls back, takes ball 1. Herriman potentially looking to play some small ball here in the middle innings. Trying to move the runner over. Henry comes set. Pops the bunt up down the first baseline. Fortunate to stay alive after that. I think if C.J. Anderson's not crashing on that bunt, he probably makes the play.
Yeah, fortunate for Herriman there that Pleasant Grove's playing a bunt defense and having those corners crash. He was out of position to go get that ball. You've got to get that bunt down to the ground first, but we'll see what they come back with here. 1-1 count.
Check on the runner at first. Back in safely is Renteria. Renteria does have good speed. He's got 8 stolen bases this year. That's second on the team behind Cason Thomas's 10. Carter squared around again, pulls the bat back, takes strike 2 on the inside corner. So 1-2. Be interesting to see if he's still trying to bunt. Another foul bunt attempt would be strike 3. Snap throw down to first. Renteria back in safely. And Carter strikes out looking.
We talked about productive at-bats. Fortunately for Carter, he just got a little bit caught up in that at-bat. Wasn't able to move the runner and wasn't able to really do anything with that at-bat to help his cause.
Well, I don't know if I would say he looked comfortable trying to put the bunt down to begin with, but once he had 2 strikes, it just seemed like he was in his own head on that one, and he was tied up before the strike 3 pitch ever came.
And sometimes it's tough because you know you're supposed to do a job there, and when you don't actually get the job done, it'll affect the rest of your at-bat. Good players can usually kind of leave it behind and just try to make the most of that last bit of that at-bat. Unfortunately for Cash there, it was just a little bit of a struggle, and we'll see if the other guys can help him out a little bit.
Boston Jacobson at the plate. Counts 2-2 on Jacobson. Runner goes. No throw as Cale Dunn drops the ball. So we got a full count stolen base for Riker Renteria. He's got 9 bags now this season. Runner in scoring position for the Mustangs. It looks like we reset the count. The scoreboard may have been incorrect. So count's now 2-1 on Boston Jacobson. 1 down in the inning. Jacobson goes the other way. Great piece of hitting. They're going to hold the runner at third base. So Herriman has runners at the corners with 1 down in the 4th. The Mustangs are threatening. That ball not hit deep enough to safely send Renteria. That gives an RBI chance for Cameron Pettit, the sophomore catcher.
Just a great piece of hitting there. Not trying to do too much with that pitch and just poking into right field.
Pettit takes ball 1. He's hitting .333 this season. Driven in 11, looking to make that an even dozen. Ground ball, second base. Could be 2. Flips to 2. And they turn the double play of 4-6-3. Pleasant Grove ends the inning with the double play. Herriman has a chance to score a run. Can't pull it off. Tough break for the Mustangs. 4 innings down here in the 6A baseball tournament. Pleasant Grove leading 1-0 over the Herriman Mustangs. It was a second inning RBI triple from Nash Clement, scoring Brad Farrer. Farrer reached on an error, so it's just an error coming back to bite the Mustangs in this one. They're still trying to battle through it, but we are into the 5th with Cash Carter still on the mound. Carter is going to be facing Clement, Keaton Nordic, and Ryder Huntsman here in the top of the 5th.
And Herriman had a chance that last half inning. They got that leadoff run around and a leadoff walk and weren't able to move them around all the way to score. They had a runner at third, but just couldn't capitalize on it. See if PG can capitalize on the missed opportunity for Herriman.
Nash Clement tries to lay the bunt down, fouls it back. Clement hitting .388 this season. It's the only RBI today. A lot of lefties in this Pleasant Grove lineup. Fouled out of play on the left side. See our Game 2 teams, the Bingham Miners and Mountain Ridge Sentinels arriving. Popped out to right, coming in and making the catch is Brigham Whitaker. Whitaker's been busy in right field today. Here's Keaton Nordic.
Yeah, we've seen a steady dose of a few ground balls, a few pop flies. Usually a good indication that the pitch calling is keeping these hitters a little bit more off balance, and they can't quite barrel it up.
Both pitchers working quickly. No wasted time in this one. And when it's the first of 4 for the day, I think we feel good about that too.
That's a great idea. Let's everybody work quickly.
That ball misses high. Nordic hitting .375. He walked and was stranded at first back in the second inning. Now ahead in the count 2-1. Perfect off-speed pitch. Splits the plate. Counts now 2-2 on Nordic. Pleasant Grove third baseman. And that's going to get into the gap. Nordic will get at least 2 out of this one. He rounds second. Ball is bobbled in center field. That's an easy stand-up triple for Keaton Nordic. The second 3-bagger of the day for the Vikings. I mentioned that bobble out in center field. I don't know if it would have made a difference. I feel like Nordic was going to cruise into third base either way on that one.
Yeah, on this field, if that ball hits that gap, or specifically that left center gap, there's really no chance you're going to get that runner at third if he has any type of speed. At that point, you just get the ball back into your cutoff and just limit the damage.
So right now we've got Herriman with a meeting on the mound. What do you think the conversation is right now? If you're Cash Carter, you've been pitching well overall. It's just been a couple of extra base hits and an error that have come back to bite you.
Yeah, these meetings typically happen one of two things. One, they're coming out to just talk to everybody and say, look, hey, we've got these hitters coming up. Remember our game plan. Remember how we're going to execute here. We've got a runner on third. Hey, it's a one-run game. They're talking about maybe we're going to play in. Maybe the corners will play in. It's just trying to make sure you bring all of your defense together so everybody knows what's going on. The other thing is to break a little bit of momentum so that it slows the game down for your pitcher. It slows the game down for the offense on the other side. And when you do that, it allows everybody to reset and allows everybody to come together and make this next play. And it looks like they're bringing their infield in. So that looks like that was the reason.
So Ryder Huntsman facing Cash Carter. As you mentioned, Mike, the infield in for Herriman, trying to take the runaway on any ground ball. Well, what that does is it opens up a lot of room if you're Huntsman, if you can poke something over the top. There's the 1-0. Little blooper. That's exactly what happens as Huntsman just gets enough of that ball. Bloops it over the head of the first baseman, and the Vikings score their second run. They lead 2-0.
Yeah, bring the infield in. Cash did his job there. Completely jammed the hitter, but he got just enough strength and just enough barrel on it to get over that first baseman.
And that's the risk you run when you bring the infield in. And back to the top of the lineup. Here's Nash Bennett. Bennett, 0 for 2. Runner goes, throw down to second base, wide. That's going to be a stolen base for Ryder Huntsman. And they're going to call the batter out. It's going to be batter interference on the throw. So the batter is out. The runner gets sent back to first base on the play. That's a big ruling. That's now the second out of the inning.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It looks like he just got too much of the plate on that swing and stayed over the top. Altered that throw.
Now batting number 8, Drew Smith.
Well, here's Drew Smith with 2 down. Huntsman still at first base. Smith is nothing for 2 this afternoon. He's flown out twice.
A lot of times those interference calls get really obvious because the ball goes completely in the wrong direction. That one wasn't too far off. Umpire crew all over it, though. Good job by our home plate umpire.
Check on the runner at first. Huntsman back in with the head first slide. So 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. Pleasant Grove leading 2-0. Foul ball out of play. For Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. first pitch, not a bad crowd down here at UVU. Not bad at all.
No, we've definitely, these teams are well followed. I think every team that we're going to see today play is going to bring a crowd with them. And the later on in the day, the more we're going to see, especially when that student body can start showing up.
It looked like as I got here this morning, the Springville senior commencement ceremony is also taking place on campus today. So a lot of high school flair at UVU this afternoon. As that pitch misses outside, counts now 2-1 against Drew Smith. Smith batting .554 this season. He's driven in 41.
And Cash looks like he's really trying to pick corners here, and maybe it's for that specific reason. That batting average is pretty high.
Foul ball off the netting. I'll say this for Drew Smith. He does not look like he gets fooled very often at the plate.
No, those last 2 swings that he has taken, he's connected. They were comfortable swings. The 2-2 count here. You don't want to be too tentative as a pitcher, but you also don't want to give him something too good. If you're Drew, you are ready to hit on this pitch right here.
Check on the runner at first. Huntsman back in safely. Smith, a lot of power potential in that bat. 9 doubles, 3 triples, and 7 home runs this season. So like you said, if you're Cash Carter, you don't want to get too cute, but you don't want to get too much of the plate either. As he gets fortunate on that pitch, Drew Smith out in front of it.
Yeah, he hit that one a long way, but Cash hit his spot on that. They had set up in and up. It's exactly where he went, and got a long strike out of it. We'll see what he has in mind here on his next pitch.
Two count, 2 down. Runner at first. Misses outside. Runs the count full, so Huntsman will be in motion on the pitch. Drew Smith, one of the best contact hitters for this Pleasant Grove lineup. Looking for his first base hit today. Another check on the runner. Looks like Cash Carter may be tiring just a little bit right now. Here's the payoff pitch. Smith ropes it into left field. Base hit for Drew Smith. Huntsman turns the corner, advances to third on the play, and Drew Smith gets the job done. Vikings have runners at the corners with 2 down.
I tell you what, that was great execution on both pitcher and hitter. Pitcher threw it exactly where he wanted. Drew just put a better swing on it and drove it to left. That was an excellent job. And props to the left fielder on fielding that. He had an opportunity to come up and maybe make a throw into a third base or even try to stave off a run at home there, even though he didn't need to. He threw immediately to second to keep Drew at first. So now you only have 1 runner in scoring position and not 2.
And it keeps that force play in line as well at second base if needed. Carter comes set, checks on Smith over at first base. Back in safely. R.J. Wilson at the plate, hitting .434 this season.
Looks like we got some activity in the Herriman bullpen.
Strike one at the top of the zone. Good pitch by Cash Carter.
Yeah, if you're Herriman here, you really want to see Cash finish this inning out, obviously with no more damage. You want him to finish it, feel confident leaving this game, and then you can start playing the bullpen game here.
Smith back in safely at first. RBI chance here for Wilson. He's driven in 31 this season. As Carter steps off the rubber. You feel the pace really slowing down here in this inning as Carter tries to work through some trouble. Ball hit off end of the bat, fly ball to right field. That's going to be caught by Brigham Whitaker. So Carter gives up a little bit of traffic, 1 run for Pleasant Grove. They lead 2-0 as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. CU Ballpark, bottom of the 5th inning. The Herriman Mustangs trailing the Pleasant Grove Vikings 2-0. It's been a solid game on both sides. Pleasant Grove taking advantage of a couple of triples in this ball game to take a 2-0 lead. Leading off for Herriman, it's the 5-hole hitter, number 8, Logan Gregory. Gregory takes strike one. Mason Henry has been nails on the mound for the Vikings so far this afternoon.
Yeah, he's done an excellent job keeping the hitters off balance, moving the ball in and out, and switching speeds. He doesn't seem to be tiring too much. Still has good crisp control, and that velocity still seems to be good.
I mean, I haven't been keeping 100% accurate pitch count, but I feel like Henry's had at least 2 innings with fewer than 10 pitches. Count goes to 1-2 on the Mustang leadoff hitter. Gregory hitting .259 this season. Struck out in his first at-bat. And he strikes out looking here. It's Mason Henry. Just keeps plugging away on the mound for the Vikings. Here's Kason Thomas, the Herriman center fielder.
Now the plate for Herriman, the center fielder number 7.
Henry's rolling here, so in Herriman here, again, you want to make these pitchers work. So you've got to make sure that you're up and aggressive, but at the same time, you want to get your at-bats to at least 3, if not 5 or 6 pitches each. If you do that, you're going to start knocking Henry off his rhythm a little bit.
Pitch from Henry in the dirt, appeal down to first, and Thomas did go around on the check swing. So counts 0-2. Tough start to the at-bat for Kason Thomas. He popped out to right field in his first at-bat. And he strikes out looking once again. So back-to-back backward Ks for Mason Henry here in the bottom of the 5th. Brings Easton Webb to the dish.
Now batting the third baseman, number 41, Easton Webb.
Now, this is a tough spot if you're Webb, a freshman coming to the plate, and you just watch the first 2 hitters strike out looking. And you're trying to figure out how you're going to approach this at-bat. Webb hitting .289 this season. Grounded out to second base in his first plate appearance. Takes strike one. A gorgeous day here in Orem, Utah. Can't ask for a whole lot more than this.
No, if you're a high school baseball player, this is the type of weather you want to play in, but not just the time of year and the playoff tournament, this field. This is where it gets a lot of fun. You have all season, just look forward to this.
I would dare say there's some some players down in both of these dugouts that didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Just thinking about this. I wouldn't.
Yeah. Excitement's a part of it. Nerves are definitely a part of it.
Hard hit ground ball back up the middle. Henry avoids it. That'll be a base hit for Easton Webb. It's just the third hit of the day for Herriman. Brings Carson Jones to the plate.
If you're Webb, that's the exact type of the bat you want to have. You know, got ahead 2-0, worked, and Watt Henry worked his way back into the account, and then you got to pitch the hit and hit it right back up the middle. Nice job by the freshman.
Looks like we're going to have a pinch runner coming in for Easton Webb. We'll see if we can get a number on that pinch runner. It's number 3, Wesley England, a sophomore coming into the game, running for Easton Webb. Carson Jones at the plate. Swinging to the first pitch. Base hit through the hole on the right side. So Herriman with back-to-back base hits, trying to get a rally going. Bottom of the lineup. Here's Brigham Whitaker.
Well, the way the inning started with how Henry was pitching, it didn't look like they were going to get anything out of this inning. So Herriman's starting to scrap and claw their way back into this. They've done a great job in those last 2 at-bats.
Brigham Whitaker, nothing for 1 today. Flew out to left field back in the 3rd inning. So big spot right here for Mason Henry. See if he can work through this trouble. One of the only times he's been in any trouble at all today. He's really been in control. Here's the 0-1. Whitaker waves over the top of that off-speed curveball. Beautiful pitch.
That's a great pitch by Henry. They've been able to get the barrel to the last 2 at bats. You throw a pitch like that and make the hitter look like that, you're feeling pretty good on the mound. But specifically in the box, you are really uncomfortable now. Down 0-2, anything could be coming.
And he spins another one on the inside corner. Henry gets the strikeout. He strikes out the side here in the bottom of the 5th. We go to the top of the 6th. Pleasant Grove leading 2-0. Full athletic potential. At Athletic Potential, we specialize in helping athletes conquer pain, recover faster, and achieve peak performance. Whether you're a professional, collegiate, or recreational athlete, our tailored approach ensures you'll be stronger, faster, and more resilient. From personalized physical therapy to sport-specific performance training, we guide you every step of the way. Plus, with remote coaching options, expert support is always within reach. Don't let injuries hold you back. Visit athletic-potential.com to schedule your free consultation. That's athletic-potential.com. Schedule your first consultation today and take the first step towards your best performance yet. Leading off for the Vikings here in the 6th inning, it's C.J. Anderson, the cleanup hitter. And Anderson is a tall drink of water that looks the part of a baseball player, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure he's left-handed throwing as well, and that is definitely a left-handed hit right there.
A little John Olerud in that swing. Goes the opposite way into the left center field gap. Extra bases for C.J. Anderson. A leadoff double. That double brings Mason Henry to the plate. Henry, he's been dominant on the mound looking for his first base hit this afternoon. He popped out to first and flew out to left.
A little mound discussion from the catcher here. It might be buying some time. It might be just saying, you know, hey, look, if we're going to miss, we're going to miss in a certain location here so that Henry doesn't hurt us.
Oh, we are still seeing some action in the Herriman bullpen. No action in the Pleasant Grove bullpen, but there's a glimmer of stirring, perhaps. Getting the seeds ready. As Cash Carter steps off the hill. Leadoff double for C.J. Anderson. RBI chance now for Mason Henry. He'll be followed by Brad Farrer and Nash Clement. Pitch in the dirt. Anderson takes off. Great throw. Anderson beats the tag. Well executed on both sides. Anderson, seeing that ball bounce away from the catcher, takes advantage.
Yeah, that's about as close as they get on a play like that. Nice job on the read. As soon as he saw that ball kick away, he was running. And even if he hadn't read that as fast as he did, I think he was out.
That was Cameron Pettit behind the plate making that throw for Herriman. Good strong throw down to third base. Just a little bit off the line, not able to nab Anderson. So the third run of the game for Pleasant Grove now just 90 feet away. So meeting on the mound is over here. Cash Carter still in this ball game. Carter's only given up 5 hits.
That might have been a change of game plan in facing Henry here. Trying to understand what we were trying to do with a runner at second. Now with a runner at third, you don't have a force anywhere. And a hitter like Henry at the plate, you may be looking at trying to maybe not pitch around him, but pitch very carefully. Don't let him hurt you with something right over the plate.
Counts now 2-0 for Mason Henry.
Infield's in.
Shallow pop fly right field. Coming in on it is Whitaker. He'll make the catch. Anderson tags and holds up. Good play by Whitaker to get behind that baseball. Makes a strong throw back in. 1 down.
And if you're Cash, that is exactly what you wanted to happen right there. Weak low fly ball, shallow fly ball to right field. Not able to score the runner. Now you've got an out on the board.
Pleasant Grove trying to add some insurance. Herriman trying to shut this inning down. Brad Farrer takes ball 1. Farrer reached on an error back in the second inning, came around to score on Nash Clement's triple. Turns on that ball. Just a little bit out in front. Cash Carter fortunate on that. Counts 1-1. Fools him with the changeup. Farrer's driven in 20 coming into today. Just gets a piece of that ball to stay alive. Count still 1-2.
Great off-speed pitch again. You could tell he was just a little bit ahead of it. Had to wait, had to recognize it late, and only got the foul off on that one.
And the 1-2. Strike 3. Farrer's retired.
Great pitch there. You'd slowed him up on the last pitch to change his eye level, and then he goes away and fast and just got it right by him. Great job by Cash. Great pitch call, great pitch execution.
Nash Clement with the chance now. 2 down. Clement fouls the first pitch back. Nash hitting in the 7 hole, hitting .388 this season. Had an RBI triple back in the second inning. Flew out to right field in the 5th. Tries to check his swing, takes the strike 2, so quickly behind 0-2.
That pitch fooled him. He was looking out over the plate. Pitch was directly inside. That's that half swing that almost is like self-preservation.
It's a really good job by Carter after giving up the leadoff double to not shy away from the strike zone. He's really attacked these Viking hitters in the inning. Another foul ball out of play.
Yeah, he's continued to challenge him, and that's why he's gotten so far. Other than that double, he's got weak contact. 0-2 here, 2 outs. See if you can make a pitch, get out of this inning.
Pitch in the dirt. Good look by Carter, though. I like that. You're ahead in the count. Try and get a chase. You have a couple waste pitches. If Clement can reach, it'll be Keaton Nordic.
I'd have liked that pitch a little bit more over the middle of the plate, but still in the dirt. It was looked like a ball to the hitter right out of the hand.
That pitch catches the inside corner. Strike 3 looking. Nash Clements retired. We go to the 6th inning. Bottom of the 6th inning. Mason Henry still on the mound for the Pleasant Grove Vikings, and Henry has been in control all afternoon. The Herriman Mustangs have scratched out 4 hits against Henry, but really have mounted very little threat in this ball game as they trail 2-0. Leading off at the top of the Mustang order, it's Riker Renteria.
Yeah, if you're Herriman here, you don't have to do too much on every at-bat. You just got to go through each at-bat, work the at-bat well, see a lot of pitches, and you need runners on base. So in this case, don't try to get it all back in one swing. Try to get it back one at-bat at a time.
Renteria looks at strike 1. Fouled out of play. That'll even the count 2-2.
And Henry's pitching at a quick pace here.
Yeah, Henry, there's no need for a pitch clock for a kid like Mason Henry in this one. He is just moving. And 3-1, strike 3 for Riker Renteria. He's retired. As Mason Henry just keeps racking up the strikeouts. It's now 7 Ks for Henry. Cash Carter coming to the plate. First pitch fouled away.
And Henry's in a rhythm here. You've got to break his rhythm if you're Herriman. You got to find a way to slow it down for you and maybe even slow it down for him. Make him a little bit more uncomfortable out there on the mound.
Yeah, Henry has not had to work under much duress today. Behind Carter, 2-1. One down here in the bottom of the 6th. Strike 2 catches the outside corner.
If you're Henry, you're owning that outside corner right now. I think you either come right back to it or throw a breaking ball off.
A great piece of hitting right there by Cash Carter, helping his own cause. Goes the other way. Single to right. That's Carter's second base hit today. He singled back in the 1st inning and was erased after a caught stealing. That brings Boston Jacobson to the plate.
And that was a miss by Henry. That ball was just too much over the plate. I understand trying to challenge a hitter, but with that 2-strike count, that ball's got to be away on the fastball, or you got to throw a breaking ball off the plate there.
This Mustang team very aggressive at the plate. Just consistently swinging at first pitches today. There's the 0-1. Another foul ball. So Jacobson quickly behind 0-2. Herriman shortstop hitting .341 this season. He is 1 for 2 today, singled back in the 4th inning. A pitch misses high, counts 1-2.
Good pitch by Henry. Went up with that last pitch and fast. Let's see if he comes slower and away on this one.
Just misses inside. You could tell Henry wanted that one.
Half the stadium wanted that one. All the Pleasant Grove fans were letting it be known now. They thought that was strike 3.
See if Henry can recalibrate. Here's the 2-2. Ripped into left field. Back-to-back base hits. Carter around second. He's digging for third. The throw's cut off. Jacobson advances to second. So runners at second and third now. The tying run at second base for the Mustangs.
Great piece of hitting there. Read the pitch, stayed back on it, was able to get his barrel to it. Got runners at second and third. Herriman's threatening.
We're going to have a conversation on the mound now for Pleasant Grove as we start to see some loosening down in the Viking bullpen. Still nobody throwing, but a little bit of stirring. I think this is probably more than anything, this is just let's settle down. We've got one out. Let's focus on the guy at the plate.
Yeah, this is slowing the game down, right? So Herriman's starting to build some momentum. It's a great mound visit by the coach. Come out, settle your guys down, tell them the plan. You know, we've got one out. We have no force, so they're going to bring their infield in or they're going to play back and get an out. Just kind of settle everybody down, settle your pitcher down. He's done a great job thus far. At this point, we'll see if we can get him back on track and get a couple outs.
I love that conversation because we've seen a little bit of visible frustration from Henry in this inning, not getting a strike call. The first pitch swinging, popped out to right. Whitaker underneath it, makes the grab. The runner's tag. Throw goes to third. Herriman on the scoreboard. Mustangs trail 2-1. That's a sac fly RBI for Cameron Pettit.
Great job by Herriman. You're in the later innings in a game like this. You're down 2-0. You know that this inning you need at least one run. They've now manufactured that run. Another runner at standing 90 feet away to tie this game. Great job by Herriman.
The Mustangs doing a great job trying to battle back late in this one. Bottom of the 6th inning. Pleasant Grove scored 1 in the 2nd inning. They added an insurance run in the 5th. Now Herriman cracks the scoreboard for the first time. The tying run now 90 feet away for Logan Gregory, the Mustang first baseman. Gregory has struck out twice. Struck out swinging in the 2nd. He struck out looking in the 5th. Pitch misses high and outside, 1-1. You can start to feel the tension here in the ballpark as we get down into the later innings. Fouled back, 1-2. If Gregory can reach, Kason Thomas will bat.
That was a great swing by Gregory. I think he actually just barely missed that pitch. I think that's what he was looking for. He's got 2 strikes. We'll see if he'll shorten it up and put a ball in play here.
And the 1-2 from Henry. Another off-speed pitch lifted out to right. Coming in on it is Whitaker. In the Bermuda Triangle, that finds some grass. Going to be a double for Logan Gregory. The Herriman Mustangs tie this ball game in the bottom of the 6th.
And that's exactly what Gregory did there. Didn't try to do too much. He shortened it up, made sure he could see the ball really well, got a bat to it. And good things happen when we put the ball in play.
That's a play. You see that ball go up. The right fielder, the second baseman, and the first baseman are all going towards that ball, and you wonder if anybody's going to be able to get to it. Just carried just enough to find some grass. The Mustangs have seized the momentum. Now 2 down. Here's Kason Thomas. Thomas lines the ball back up the middle. Gregory gets the green light. He's going to score. The Mustangs lead 3-2. Herriman just keeping the carousel turning. Mason Henry gives up his 4th hit here in the inning, and the Mustangs have taken their first lead of the day. Looks like that's going to be the end of the game for Mason Henry. The Vikings make the call to the bullpen. So a tough finish for Mason Henry. We'll be back with the new Pleasant Grove pitcher right after this. You're watching 6A Baseball on KSLSports.com. Back here, UCCU Ballpark, the Herriman Mustangs are making a surge. They've scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning to take a 3-2 lead, forcing the starter for Pleasant Grove, Mason Henry, from the game. Vikings go to the bullpen. It's a senior, Austin Connolly, coming in. And the Mustangs are playing some great baseball here in the 6th. I mean, they had little momentum throughout this ball game, but 4 base hits, and the Mustangs have really turned things around, Mike.
Yeah, they've done a great job. We talked about at the beginning of the inning that when in order to make comebacks, especially in these later innings, it's all about just having good at-bats, putting the ball in play, and seeing what will happen. And so far, Herriman has taken advantage of that. They've had great ABs at this point, and they are hopefully will be able to continue and put a few more runs on this board.
At the plate, it's Easton Webb. Still 2 down here in the 6th. The runner at first, represented by Kason Thomas. Thomas reached on an RBI single that scored Logan Gregory. There's the 0-1. Misses outside. Throw down to second base. That's going to be a stolen base for Kason Thomas. He's got 11 steals now this year. The Mustangs put another runner in scoring position.
I love that call by Herriman. Put a runner in motion here. You know he can steal a base or 2. Put a little pressure on the defense. The momentum's in your favor.
The 1-1. Webb bouncer to second. Wilson to Anderson. That'll retire the side, but the Mustangs come storming back. Herriman takes a 3-2 lead as we head to the 7th inning here in the 6A State Championship playoffs. You're watching on KSLSports.com. And welcome back to UCCU Ballpark. The tone has shifted here with Pleasant Grove giving up 3 runs to the Herriman Mustangs. Herriman leads for the first time, and that puts the Vikings on their heels here in the top of the 7th inning. A new pitcher coming into the game for Herriman. It's Talon Meechan. Meechan facing Keaton Nordick leading off the inning. Nordick, the 8-hole hitter, so it'll be 8-9-1. Faced by Meechan.
New pitcher coming in for Herriman. You want to fill up the zone with strikes. Let your defense work.
Fly ball to center field. Coming in and making a sliding grab. Good play. That's Kason Thomas making the catch. 1 down. This would be a massive upset if Herriman can complete this comeback.
Yeah, Pleasant Grove's had a great year this year. They are a solid team. And this is what happens in the playoffs. You want to just get hot at the right time, and Herriman right now has all the momentum.
So win and advance. If Herriman wins, they'll advance to play again tomorrow. The loser's season is over. Here's the 1-0. Now 1-1. Meechan, the junior, coming in, attacking the strike zone. Meechan listed at 5'11", 140 pounds. Misses low.
Yeah, you want to see Pleasant Grove earn their way on here. You want to see them get hits.
Just a beautiful curveball. Evens the count 2-2 against Ryder Huntsman. Huntsman was stranded at third after singling in the 5th inning. Ducks out of the way of that pitch. We'll have a payoff on the full count. A reminder, 1:30 this afternoon. It's going to be the Bingham Miners facing the Mountain Ridge Sentinels as Huntsman draws a walk. Now, of course, that 131st pitch will depend on how long this game takes, if we need to go a little bit longer.
We'll see how Pleasant Grove plays this. Whether they'll play small ball, put a runner in scoring position and take it out and go to 2 outs, or whether they'll see if they'll hit. I'm willing to bet they're probably going to let him swing away here.
Top of the lineup, Nash Bennett looks at strike one. Bennett still looking for his first base hit today. He's nothing for 3. Came into the day hitting .329. Pops it up on the left side. That'll get into the Herriman bullpen. So 0-2. Talon Meechin ahead. After Bennett, it will be Drew Smith. Meechin set. Here's the 0-2.
Yeah.
Bouncer to short, flips to second for 1. Double play! That's the ball game. The Herriman Mustangs scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning to come back and beat the Pleasant Grove Vikings, the heavily favored Vikings, 3-2. What a game. You see the Mustangs come barreling out of the dugout, celebrating together. The Mustangs will live to play another day, upsetting the Pleasant Grove Vikings.
What a job by Herriman. I mean, if you looked at this game, you would felt like Pleasant Grove was just basically waiting to kind of break this game wide open, and Herriman just stuck around. They played ball in the fact that they made only 1 error, and that was early in the game. And then when the innings counted in the 5th, 6th, and 7th, their ABs got better. They figured out a way to get on base, and they were able to drive in runs. Great job by Herriman, and great job by Pleasant Grove. That is a great baseball team right there. They have a lot of talent. They played a great season this year, and we wish the best of luck to each one of those guys moving forward.
So we'll wrap it up here. The Herriman Mustangs improved to 15-14 overall. They will live to play another day. The Pleasant Grove Viking season comes to an end at 23-6. The Mustangs score 3 runs on 7 hits, finish with 1 error in the ballgame. The Vikings with 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors. I'm Brian Priest. He's Mike Matthews. You've been watching the 6A Utah High School Baseball Championships on KSLSports.com.